Happy Flosstube Friday, friends. My name is Kari. This is Tiger Lily Designs. Welcome to Flosstube episode number 50. Yay, it ends in a 0. Everything that ends in a 5 and a 0 is super special in my world. So we've got a 50. That means I went digging into my giveaway prize bucket. So we've got some giveaways today because why not? Happy Friday for you. Today it's going to be super quick. Kind of quick. We'll see. I've got some WIP progress to share with you. I did do a little dedicated stitching time, but I want to show you some of my progress from last week to this week. Some stitching projects. Progress. 3 of them. As well as if you guys saw last week's episode, I showed you and I told you, welcome to January 2023, which in my world is a birthday month. Yay! I love a birthday month. I love a birthday start. I love all the things. I love celebrating every year. I love it. And so I told you guys that I was going to hit up my LNS between last week and this week, and I did. And so I have some great haul to show you. I've got the 3 contenders for the birthday start. We're going to talk about a little bit. I haven't fully kitted them up, but I've got the 3 charts that I'm contemplating, or like I said, are the 3 finalists for the birthday start. I've got a couple more weeks to talk about it, but we're going to talk about those as well as the giveaways, give you a little bit of Tiger Lily shop update at the end. No knitting progress this week, although I did include my yarn shelf in the background for you, not just fabric. I've got yarn now, so little eye candy. But I don't have my sweater done. I still chugging right along with the sleeve. Cross your fingers, all the things. I'll give you a little bit of talk about it, but I don't have any progress to show you for the knitting. But let's just dive into some stitching, shall we? I hope you're having a great week. It is going to be quick because I've only got like 2-3 days. Okay. Until Lily goes back to college. So that's super sad. So I'm trying to suck it all up, get as much in as I can. I drive her back down to school on Monday. We'll go to the store, get her some groceries. Her biggest thing, so funny, in college is that they don't have fruit. Sure, she can get an apple or a banana like at the dining hall, but she loves fruit and making fruit smoothies and doing things with fruit. And when you're on the dining plan, the fruit selection is minimal. Now, of course, it's winter, so in Virginia, not really fruit season. But anyway, so we're going to go to the store. I said, well, at least you'll have fruit for a week to put in your fridge. After that, you just have to wait till you come home. Maybe that'll make her come home a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Let me show you what I've been stitching on this week, shall we? Now, did you see? Oh, I had a WIP parade this week. I did it, shot it Monday morning. It took forever and a day for those silly YouTube gremlin video monitoring things to load it back up, but it is up and out. And holy moly, there was a lot of projects. And newsflash, when you touch and you see all your WIPs, because I hadn't touched them, and some of them a whole year, I did get reinvigorated. There were a couple that have now come out of my rolling Tula pink sewing caddy, which is where I keep my WIPs. There are a couple that have come out of the caddy and gone into the pull from basket to take into the TV room. They haven't actually made it to the TV room, but step 1, baby steps coming out of the caddy into the, I got a system. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of quirky. I don't like to keep lots of projects in the TV room, living room, family room, because there's a lot of activity and I only like to bring out what I'm going to work on. Anyway, let me show you what I did work on. Yay. This is one of my patchwork project keepers, and I showed you, this is my new year, new start. Okay, first of all, can we just drill this silk? I love stitching with this pink. And okay, it's still, okay, I had a little bit of a fan moment because Karen from Fox and Rabbit, she commented on my, either my Instagram post or my video here. I don't remember, but little fangirl moment. I totally did. But I am working on, this is the Fox and Rabbit. Let me pull my project tracker information card in case this is your first time here. Welcome. This is my project information card. It is the 2023 Royal Garden SAL from Mystery Sal. So it's a whole year long mystery from Fox and Rabbit. And I am stitching mine on 18 count Dunes at Dusk from LFA Linens that you get from Rachel at Treehouse Fiber Arts. But Sue from LFA Linens is the dyer. Hand dyed Ada. Love it. 18 count. And I am using right now, I have a hank of Mo's silk in this variegated yummy pinks. And so I am chugging right along. Last week I had the one little, it's almost like a daffodil. But anyway, I did a lot of progress on this. It is still a lot. And so what she did note, what Karen did tell us is that Bren did make January very stitch heavy, because I commented last week, like, oh my goodness, that's a lot of stitching for 1 month, especially unless I'm a monogamous stitcher, which I'm not. You know, that's gonna be a lot to get done. But so you can see I've got this one and the one flower. So I've got 5 more flowers plus the urn on the leaves. There's 2 weeks left. Yeah, today's the 13th. We'll just have to see. I'm gonna keep, this one is definitely staying in the go back to the living room basket, because I sure would love to stay up with this one, at least in the beginning. But she did say that January is stitch heavy comparatively. So hopefully I can get caught up in January, stay caught up, and then get a little bit of a breather as the year goes on. But I love this project. It's going to be so, and the silks are gorgeous, super fun to stitch with. I'm having lots of fun with it, and I love all the things pink. So love that. Need to zip up my zippers so the things don't come folding out. But that is one of my patchwork project keepers. So that got some love this week. This week I also pulled out, ooh, I know it's not Christmas anymore. I'm usually not a Christmas stitch out of season stitcher, but I had a moment one night. I only did one night of work on this. It was one of those ones where it was an opportunity where I could not look at a chart, so it was fill-in only. And this is the fill-in project that spoke to me, because I had just done my WIP parade and I was like, gotta love working on that. So which one am I on? Let's looky-loo and see. This is the 12 Days of Christmas from my sweet friend Liz, from Hello from Liz Matthews. There's 7 charts. The one I'm working on is not even on that side. It is the 4th day of Christmas is the one I am working on, and I'm so close. It is just to this, okay, see this little fill-in, this banner fill-in? I knew this guy, this gal, this stitch was in fill-in heavy territory. And there's threads all over the place. And sorry, it's for the wrinkles, but it is so close. All the birds are done. I know there's not rogue stitches. Oh, I just pulled that out of the needle. So the birds are done. I do have to do some of the snowflakes around. You can see, there we go. You can see there's snowflakes and there's also music notes. I think I'm just going to do extra snowflakes. So I do have some snowflakes left to do in the darker color, but the fill in, and that's it. And then this one is done. So this one I think will be my 3rd one out of the 7. So not bad. Sure would love to get caught up. I talked about that during my WIP parade, that I do have some catching up to do. She's got 7 out right now. They're all in this adorable project keeper that Rachel and I did an exclusive bundle for back last year. But I know that Liz told us, we had a cute little video, if you've seen it, Liz told us that at least day 8 is coming out at March. So would love to get day 4 done. I think I have to go back and do day 2 because I've done 1 and 3. I skipped 2. Then there's 5 and 6. There's lots to do, but I knew that I had some fill-in, and this is the fill-in that I grabbed. I do have some Santa Prairie Schooler ornaments that are fill-in territory, but I want to make some progress. Really, really want to focus on that a little bit. And last but not least from the WIP pile is one of my Sals. One of my big girl Sals, because I know I'm starting the big girl at the end of the month. Next, we're going to talk about them, but I wanted to make some progress. This one's not a super big gal, but she's big enough and she's on 20 count. So let's just talk about her. Which one is it? This is Margaret Felicia Dyson, 1848 from Fox and Rabbit. I'm stitching mine on 20 count LFA popover. It's this gorgeous, yummy, like popcorn, but pop over. I don't know, but it's this yummy golden color. Hand-dyed Ada, of course, from LFA Linens. The size on this is 233 by 233. I did a full, it's charted in DMC. I did a full Aurifil floss conversion on this one. And we've talked about this before. This one I started back in August of 22. But here is my conversion list. So let me see. So my sweet friend Sarah, She's so sweet. She makes me these cute little like reference charts that I keep in my keepers and my bags, just so I don't have to reference the back of the charts, especially when I change the things. So she is so sweet. These are all the symbols that are on the chart, and these are my Aurifil floss. So she created this custom tag for me so that when I pull out my Aurifil floss keeper, I know what's what. It sticks right there and is handy dandy. So let me show you. I got 3 nights worth of stitching on this one. Because like I said, I really want to make some progress, and she's close. I mean, closer, I guess, but this is what I got done. So last time she was here, so during the WIP parade is the last time you saw her. And what have I done since then? Well, so this motif right there, that little funky shaped floral, I don't want to call it a rose because it's not really the traditional rose that I think. It is the unique floral design that's entirely new. And then the other new thing that I've been working on is the border stitching. I had the border all done with the green and the yellow done. And so I'm going back in, and there's 3 other colors within the border, or the green and the yellow done. So each other flower in the border has this corally pink, salmon color, red, and white. So I worked on the flower, and then I'm also pulling out strands and strands, trying to keep up with the border. That's how I do it. I give myself a little bit of fun in the middle and a little bit of border work. Let me show you the pattern in case you've never seen it before. This is Fox and Rabbit. Like I said, Margaret Felicia Dyson, 1848. You will notice my border is a lot lower because I am putting my border here. I'm cutting out the words. I'm bringing the border right across. I probably will bring some of these motifs down and around. I'm going to try to squeeze them in somewhere, take a little bit of artistic liberty, but I did bring the border down enough to cut off the words. So that is some changes I made. So mine is going to be a different size and all the things, but I really, really like it. I wonder if it'll fit in like a 9x12 frame. I don't know. Now that I've changed it, I could totally measure it. The border's done, so I could figure that out. But that's got some love this week. I certainly would love, I don't know, I think I'm going to work on the pink one is going to be my focus for this week, just to kind of, because I really would love to stay caught up for January. So that's all that I stitched on this week. Well, I mean, 7 nights. I do try to stitch every night, kind of decompress kind of between the end of the workday and after the dinner, before the bed, all the things. That's when I get, at least try to get a little bit of stitching time in. And like I said, I did do some knitting. So 2-minute blurb on the knitting. My sweater is coming along. You guys were super helpful last week, giving me some tips and tricks on the difference of how to do sleeves. I had only tried double pointed needles and the magic loop, not knowing where was I that the circular needles go down to a 9-inch circular. Bam! I'm so excited. So I did try to make it to my local yarn, LYS, but I did not make it there. I made it to my local knitting stuff. So anyway, Amazon to the rescue. I do have 2 different sizes because the sleeve is one and then the cuff is another of 9-inch circulars coming. So hopefully that is going to be the cat's pajamas for me to just like get this sleeve done, because the DPNs I'm to the point now where I've decreased the sleeve enough where I can't use my 16-inch circular anymore. So I'm either using magic loop or DPN. And to be honest, that's when it went back in the bag, because neither one of those is my favorite. So I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that the suggestions many of you suggested, this 9-inch circulars, could be the magic fairy dust that I'm looking for. So I think Amazon's bringing them to me today, tomorrow, sometime soon. Hopefully. We shall see. But if they don't come, maybe when I take Lily back to school, there's this adorable yarn shop down in Charlottesville, which is actually where I bought this sweater quantity worth of yarn. So sweet. I might have to hit it up. Maybe I'll have, if the needles come and I get it stitched, how fabulous would it be if I could like show him at the thing? They were so sweet. Anyway, that's the knitting update. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dive into, let's do the giveaways. Before we get too far into, we're going to talk about birthdays and the options that, losing a card. Let's just do a giveaway real quick, because like I said, it's Flosstube number 50, and that's exciting. I mean, I've done a lot of other videos with Stitchmas and Flossmas, so I mean, like, I can't believe I'm only at 50, but I only count these regular Flosstube Fridays in that 50. So that's pretty cool. I do one per week. I definitely have been here for 18 months. So there was a time where I wasn't doing them once a week. I kind of take a week off everything. Drain Floss missed it. Anywho, happy Flosstube 50. Let's have a giveaway. So what I did, like I said, is I went through my giveaway bucket. I've had some generous donations of charts and all the things that people have sent me. And what I did is I do note on here so I can say, like, this one's from Laura N. She sent this package of patterns to me in August of 22. So the first giveaway is going to be a Be Mine chart from Annabella's Cross Stitch. This is a sweet little chart. So you're going to get the chart, and I'm also going to throw in some floss, maybe some fabric. If you win, we're going to talk about, because I do have stash. So I'm not going to fully kit it up for you, but I'm going to make it a little bit fun. So you don't just get the chart, you get a little bit of fun to stitch it. We'll just see. But this is the first one. So if you are interested in this chart, it's called Be Mine. The second one is a felt hanging kit. How sweet is this? This was donated by my friend Linda in July of 22. So this is a kit. It comes with everything you need to make this. So obviously I picked two that were Valentine themed, because by the time they get them to you, it's like perfect. And then last but not least, this was a sweet one. I'm going to take it out of the package so you can see. It is from Heartstring Samplery. It's called Grounding Force. And it says, cross stitch is my grounding force. It is a beautiful sampler. Look at all those things and the fairies and the things. And this was donated so sweetly by my friend Pam, July of 2022. She sent me this chart to share with you guys. So what we're going to do, if you are interested in this grounding force, use the word fairy, because there's a fairy in it, and that's the one I like. If you are interested in the felt hanging kit, use the word love. And if you were interested in the Be Mine chart, use the word heart. Has nothing to do with it. But those are the three giveaways. So remember, to enter into the giveaway, you need to make sure that you like the video, that you are a subscriber of the channel, and use the said comment word down in your comment. So I will use the YouTube comment random picker next week to pull the winners and get those out to you. Plenty of time to stitch up, hopefully for Valentine's Day or just for fun. Okay, it's Birthday Sal time. So let's just talk about the details of Birthday Sal. So I love to do a big girl for my birthday. And last year, January 31st is my birthday. So like I said, we have 18 days to figure it out. Plenty of time. But I wanted to give myself and you some time to collect, gather, discuss amongst ourselves which one we think is going to be it. And I'll be honest with you, I am going to show you all three finalists, but I am going to tell you today which one is the Birthday Sal. So yay! I did do my homework, do a little, like I said, research. I came up with contenders and actually pulled floss and all the things, but let's just dig into it. So these are the fun big samplers that I have auditioned that were contenders for the Birthday Sal. So one of them I don't even have yet. Thank you to my friend Jessica. Jessica is Sweetwater Stitcher. If you don't follow her YouTube channel, Flosstube channel, like stat, I will link her down below. But she showed on Instagram, I do believe sometime this week, she was showing her new start with Lucy Barber. I don't know where I had been, where I had missed the Traditional Stitches release of this exclusive Hands Across the Sea sampler. But once I saw Jessica's post, I do believe it was part of her post on Instagram. She probably talked about it in her Flosstube yesterday, which I haven't had a chance to watch. It's definitely on my playlist for this weekend. But Lucy Barber was definitely like, oh my goodness, that's like right up my alley. So I have got it, and it's coming from Traditional Stitches. It is not going to make it in time for my birthday start. So it's just going to go into my start for later pile, which these other two are going to do too first. But let me show you what we've got. Now, I did show you last week the one that I've had in my stash since July. So what I have is I have 3 of my, this is how I kit it up just to keep everything. I use these Amazon portfolio these portfolio little folders. You get like 30 for $10. I will link them down below. Super great because that's way I don't have to have fancy project bags until they actually get into the, let's do this stitching pile. So this is how I kit them up in the preliminary pre-stitch kitting up rather than just like a Ziploc bag. Anyway, I love them. They have a snap closure right here. And so the one I showed you last week, I do believe was a true contender. Jane Hopkins, 1875, beautiful. And I know I'm showing it at an angle because I don't want the glare from the window, but that rose and everything about it really, really spoke to me. And I love this chart. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I almost decided to do it. There's a whole lot of floss. And here they are. I have kitted it up almost fully. I think I went to 3 different stores, my L&S, Big Box 1 and Big Box 2, trying to source all the floss. And of course, you can tell I actually hit my what bobbins I already had. So I do try to use bobbins I have, but I went ahead and kitted it all up. But I just decided that this big girl with all of her color changes, I love for my birthday start to be something that is an attainable, like start and finish in the year. So this is definitely going to be a sampler that is on my to-do list. I am going to start her for what I don't know, but not my birthday. So I am going to start her. I don't know if it's going to be in this year, what it's for, but at least I've started the process of kitting her up. So one day if I wanted to, I know I've seen some of my friends, Sue from LFA Linens actually showed this. I don't know when she started it. Maybe it was her birthday start in the fall. I don't remember that. How would I have missed that? But it was just, she commented about all the color changes. And that just really didn't like give me the warm and fuzzies to bring her to the front of the class. So then I had that one, kitted it up, and then decided she's coming in 3rd place. She's going back into the one day, but not for the birthday. So then I went to my L&S and I was scrolling, looking at all the sampler. They have a gorgeous, my local L&S is in Stitches right here in Mount Vernon, Virginia. And so they have, it's this tiny little store that they jam pack so much stuff in. So it's hard to go in there in a winter coat, to be honest with you, because everything is so tight. But anyway, I was there and I was scrolling. I ended up sitting on the floor because they've got samplers on those spinning racks from like head height to feet height. And you know, you got to get on the floor to see what's in the bottom row. You just do. So I was there. I set a timer. I was only there for an hour because I really didn't even have an hour to give, but I was like, I'm going to give myself an hour. So as I was there, I was looking and all the things, trying to find something I hadn't seen. Now I found 2 there, and I have one other one that I considered. It was an electronic PDF from Hands Across the Sea as well. It's called Tomfoolery. A lot of you guys actually messaged me saying this might be your cat. Oops, sorry. This might be your cat's pajamas, and it totally is. But that one, I want to do that one too. Like I almost bought that PDF and added that to the, you know, to be kitted up pile while I was doing all these different stores, but I didn't. I want my funky floral Sal wall. Anyway. So let's talk about the 2 contenders that I found at In Stitches. In no particular order, so you can't guess which is which. You just have to get excited. I don't know. One of them, this is from Mill on the Floss Samplers. I've never heard of that company. But this, let me just show it to you. And I will take it out so I don't have to hold it at an angle. So you got, sorry for the crinkle, but I'm doing it for you. So you don't have the glare. Mill on the Floss Samplers. This is a reproduction sampler called Harriet Hay. Harriet stitched her sampler in wool on linen close to 32 count. The colors have been taken from the back of the sampler. It is stitched mainly in cross stitch over 2, small amount over 1 with the verse and the letters, and some detail in Algerian eyelets. She's rated as suitable for an ambitious beginner. It's 237 by 286. And so let's just talk about, I love the house in the middle. Love to see this funky bird. Look at that funky bird. Look at these lollipop trees and this funky little tree and just the symmetry of it. But then you throw in some funky. Okay, and then do you see this funky rooster? And then there's 2 people here holding hands. Adorable. And then these flower pots that look like very traditional motifs, but they are not colored traditionally. Do you see how crazy and funky those are? And they're not symmetrical, which I think is fantastic. They have symmetry other places. There's crazy birds and all the things. And like, here's a rooster and here's a flower on this side. No rhyme or reason to it all. So I haven't even opened this. Let's just look. I'm not going to show it to you. But it is Harriet Hay 1809. Okay, so I can't show you. Oh my goodness. There's a story. Like, she's identified her by her name. She was born in 1797 in a small town in North Yorkshire. I'm not going to read you her whole story, but the whole story of Harriet is written here. What research by this company. Oh my goodness. And there's a whole nother page. Like I said, thank you for purchasing. Right? And she talks about each of the motifs and how it relates to her family and all of her siblings and all the things. Oh, and she does give you a little bit of like, oh, don't forget, this is where the letters are stitched over 1. Don't miss it. Okay, but it's charted beautifully. It's a full color booklet chart. Everything, and it's big. I still need my glasses, and because I'm blind. But when I need, I wish I could show you. But it's beautifully charted. Full color, easy breezy to see. There's one thing that I do have to get on the website. Yeah, one thing I do need to get on the website, because in all my stores, I could not find 305. Where is it? 305. 305 was never there. And so I came home and I looked at my DMC folder with the color chart and the things. 305 doesn't exist. So I'm thinking it's a misprint. Yeah. So I do want to go on her website. It's goodness gracious, floss-samplers.com is the website. And you can also follow them on my Facebook and Instagram. So I'm going to go and see if there's a chart correction. I'm guessing there is. But yeah, I just look at, so it measures, did I tell you that already? 237 by 286, I think I did. And it was stitched on vintage sand dune by Lakeside Linen using the Aversois. But I've charted it, I've kitted it up with everything but the 305, because 305 doesn't exist in the DMCs. So these are all the colors. Like I said, I haven't done a fabric pull yet because I'm going to pull from my favorite LFA. And I was waiting to see, I'll do a little floss toss once I figure out which chart is the winner. So that was one that I picked up and I loved it at my local store. So I got that one. Love that one. And then the second one that I picked up, let me also take her out of the bag for you. And again, the goal, remember, for the Kari's Birthday SAL is funky floral wall sampler. Funky florals, samplers, check. That's it. And big girl. So again, perusing all the things. Queenstown Sampler Designs. Now I have heard of this company. She had like 2 or 3 spinners of this, and this one jumped out at me. I'm sure this is an example. This is actually one of those, it's almost like a picture. See? One of those photocopy pictures. I'll just show it to you. This one is called Hannah Greenwood 1847. Let's talk about this one, shall we? This red deer, this zebra, this little girl with her blue dress, and you can barely see it, but she's got a face, and that's her hat with her hair. The funky floral motif right in the middle is awesome sauce bonkers. I can't read, maybe when I look at the chart, but I can't read what the verse says. I don't know what it says, but it's got a funky, all the things. Let's look at the back, shall we? Let's see what it says. The model was worked on Witchelt 40 count sandstone tea dyed. It measures 244 by 279, so they're very similar in size. It was charted completely in DMC, so that's fantastic. Hannah Greenwood is a delightful English sampler. Hannah depicted anything but ordinary animals in her sampler. There's a red zebra, a strawberry rowan, a decorated red deer. There's also a crimson rosella parrot, fantasy flowers, sheep, surrounded by a cherry berry cluster and autumn leaves. There were too many girls in England with her name to determine who she was. So that is that one. This one is a paper chart. So everything is just like copy paper. And it is charted in black and white. Nice and big black and white, but still it's a black and white chart. And this one, you know, comes in one of those Ziploc-y bag type of presentations. So that's that one. And these are all the colors for Miss Hannah Greenwood. So sweet. Let's see, 237 by 286. So close. Okay, so I already told you Jane Hopkins in it. So it's down to, and I'll be honest, going into it before, because I hadn't opened the patterns for either one. This was new with you, haul, call, whatever. We're doing it all together. I had what I thought what I was going to do just based on the outside cover art. Oh, I want to do them both. All right, friends, we're not deciding today. Don't be mad. Because I'll be honest, this is the one I wanted to do before I opened it up. But I kind of talked myself into this one. Because, okay, the color chart is fantastic. Love a color chart. Easy breezy. Definitely worth it. Black and white. It's a little bit of a struggle. I love the red zebra. I think I'm going to have to do a floss toss. So I'm going to pull the fabrics and see which one I like the floss on it. This one definitely, the zebra, Hannah, has a lot more color. She's got, I don't even know how many colors. I think 35. Look at all those colors. Lots and lots of colors for Miss Hannah. Miss Harriet, it's the battle of the H's. Miss Harriet doesn't have quite, okay, sorry, the camera ran out of storage, so it just automatically stopped recording. So I'm not quite sure where I was. But the moral of the story is that I love them both. And it's only the Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th to you. So I'm going to do a floss toss with the colors on some fabric options and see if that helps me decide. What do you think? Do you have an opinion? Do you have a thought? I love them both. That's the moral of the story. This one is 237 by 286, 244 by 279. I mean, they're basically the same size. They don't look the same size though. Doesn't this look more square-like? And this one looks taller? I don't understand. Both borders, this looks like a crazy border town. This border is a lot more manageable and it's got a lot more fun motifs. It's got a big house like the one I'm doing for Sarah's birthday, Miss Lucy. So that's interesting. This is just the motif of the flowers. I should stick with my gut. I'll let you know. One of these. Stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram. I might make a decision before next Friday. I can't start it until my birthday, but I certainly want to tell you guys if you want to start with me or start in February to stitch with me. She's going to take me a hot minute. I don't know. Look at all those funky, the florals, but the colors just aren't as bright. There's pros and cons to them both. I don't know. Anyway, friends, that is the end of, that's all I've got for you this week. It's Kari from the future. I'm popping in here in the middle of the ending because as I was editing, I realized I totally forgot to give you the little Tiger Lily shop update, and some of it's kind of time sensitive, so I couldn't wait till next week. So in case you didn't know, the Project Keeper release for January is this Sunday, the 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern. On my website, I will have a small vintage stitching capsule collection. There's actually 10 of them only this month because if you didn't, I'll give the details why in a little bit, but there's 10. They all feature the vintage stitching linen I showed you guys last week. Super great, pink, fun, but there's 4 different fabrics. So like I said, that release, that collection launches on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I didn't want you to miss out if you've been waiting on a Project Keeper with vintage stitching. Now, the other piece is if you are waiting on a Project Keeper, I have limited, I think I checked this morning, I think there's 22 maybe, spots left in the January Keeper Club box. And so the details are down below. You can click on the link, but the Keeper Club, which is going to be my subscription product for 2023. But right now, I explained this all last week, but right now you're just by the 1 box for January. That is what's all over the table. I have been busy. If you haven't seen me on Instagram this week, that's because I am head deep into the Project Keepers, and because they're a surprise, I can't share them with you on the internets, on the Googles, on the Instagram stories and feeds and all the things because they're a surprise. But it features an exclusive Tiger Lily Project Keeper, your choice of double pocket or bobbin style. There's still spots in both. And then there are 4 stitching notions plus some other bits and bobs and goodies and things. Really, this box is so fantastic. I can't wait for these to go out. They are shipping out on January 25th. So like I said, there are a few spots left. Link down below to grab yourself one. Once they're gone, they're gone. And that's the Tiger Lily shop update. Back to the closing I've got for you this week. Sorry, I'm ending on a quandary, on a puzzle, on a question. I don't know. What you think? Make sure you enter into the giveaways because that's super fun. And I will see you next week, next Friday. Until then, friends, happy stitching.